Hey crafty friends, it's Monique with Grace and Tattered Lace. Let's make this cute little bunny decoration using a 4-inch embroidery hoop and a Dollar Tree wood plank and a little bit of fabric. All right, first we're going to take the wood plank and we're going to stain it using some Waverly paint in the color of ink. Just put some paint on and wipe it off with a baby wipe. All right, then we have this beautiful napkin that I just found at Marshall's. We're going to pull the napkin apart so that you're only using one ply of the napkin. You'll apply some Mod Podge to your board. And then you're going to adhere your napkin down, making sure that you get all of the areas covered with Mod Podge. Then I'm going to hit it with my dryer, my heat tool, making sure that I can get that most of the way dry. And then I'll hit it with the Easy Press to kind of set that in on that board. This is just the method that I choose to use, you guys. Look at how pretty that looks. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right, now just going to take the sanding block and sand the edges off. They just fall right off basically, you guys. All right, I realized that it wasn't completely dry and I want to sand it more, so I'm going to heat it with the heating tool to make sure that it is completely dry. Now I'm going to take this sanding block, sand those edges more so that it becomes a little bit worn and rough looking on the edges, so some of that wood shows through. Going to sand on the edges where the paint and the napkin go together to blend it all together. As you can see, look at the side there, you guys. Some of it came off when I was sanding, and I actually just love how it turned out. It gives it that really worn vintage look. All right, now we have this coffee stained and baked drop cloth that I'm using the bunny pattern that I have to cut out some ears. Now, you guys, if you didn't get this bunny pattern and you want it, shoot me a PM and I will email it to you. Be sure to give me your email address. All right, I cut 2 sets of ears out, and now we're going to sand the edges of that drop cloth to rough up the edges of that fabric and make those bunny ears look nice and worn. Look at how fringed that gets when you do that with the sandpaper. So cute. All right, we're going to use that same ink paint that we use by Waverly. I'm sorry, we're going to use the same paint that we use by Waverly in the color of ink. We're going to just paint the front nice and easy. Don't get full coverage. We're using a dry brush, hitting it with the heat tool to dry it, and then gluing it with some hot glue all around the edges, putting some stuffing in, and then finishing it off on both ears, you guys. All right, then once that's done, you're going to take a little piece of twine and tie the ends of your bunny ears so that it gives it kind of a cute little puckered look to make it look more like an ear so that it's not just flat. Now we're going to take our 4-inch embroidery hoop. You guys, I got mine off of Amazon, but you can get it at Walmart, in any of the craft stores. It's 4 inches. We're going to use that same Waverly paint in the color of ink and stain the outer edge of our embroidery hoop, the one that has the little twisty knob on it. You're going to put your fabric in, tighten the hoop up, and then you're going to cut the back of the fabric off of the hoop. Now we have some little hearts that we got from Dollar Tree in the Valentine's section. Great time to stack up on these types of things, guys. We're going to use Waverly paint in the color of Ballet Slipper. Paint over that really bright kind of pink that doesn't really go with our project. And this pink is just gorgeous with this. Make sure you get the edges and then hit it with the heating tool to get it dry. Then we're going to add a little bit of ink to the edges. That is Tim Holtz Distress Oxide in the color of Vintage Photo. I'm using a blending tool. Just kind of put it on the edges there. Look how beautiful those feet look now. Take off that sharp, bright crispness of that pink. Just kind of made it look vintage and tied everything together. All right, now we're going to use our Bodabra bow maker. We're going to make a cute, small bow to use as the tail. Now my string pieces from my fabric are very small. They are not even a 1/2 inch wide, you guys, because our bow needs to be small. We're going to make this be the tail. Get that all put together tie it off with your twine, fluff it up, and you have a nice, cute little, messy little bow to use as a tail. Add a little button in the middle when we put it on there. All right. I cut the little ends off of the ears. You guys, after the twine was there, I cut that off and glued our ears down. Then we're going to glue the hoop. No, actually, before we glue the hoop down, we're going to put a little piece of coffee-stained vintage lace that came from the Dollar Tree. Right at the bottom there. Now you're going to glue the hoop, getting that little metal piece wedged in between the ears. Put your bow on. Add a button and the little heart feet that go upside down to make your little bunny feet. Now you guys pay attention at the end because I didn't like where I put this bow. I moved it down. It needed to be a little lower because it doesn't look like it's a tail right there. The bow came lower and a little tiny bow, a lace bow went on the top of the metal clasps to cover that up with some Spanish moss. So we're putting some Spanish moss, a little tag that says bunny and a button. And I think it looks so cute. I think it needed one more little thing here to finish this off. And you'll see here in a second, I'm going to get some Sweet Annie. I took one little sprig of Sweet Annie, plucked the little pieces off, tied it together with some twine, and tucked it in behind the bunny's little ear, you guys. And I think it just turned out so sweet. Be sure to watch to the end to see where I placed that new little tail and the sweet little vintage lace at the top. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll give it a little sprinkle. Thank you so much for watching.